Hi there. Oh. Hi there everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my YouTube channel where tonight we'll be doing Love After Lockup, the greatest show on television. Thank you, We TV. It is for we, all of us. So we can look at these people and be like, glad that's not me or any of my friends, the people I love. I'm glad I'm on this side of the TV. Do you guys like this lip color? So, you know, Walt called me out during our Get Ready With Me New Year's Eve where she's just like, look, you wear pale pinks on your hands all the time, you and Debbie, and you wear pale pinks on your lips. So I'm wearing a very loud color, a very bright color on my lips. And this is by Pat McGrath. It's a full panic lipstick. What color is this? Rouge à Lèvres. I don't know, it's a little mini. But I like it, and it's definitely pigmented. Before I even get into this video, I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for liking this video. You know what I'm saying? For giving it a little thumbs upsy wupsies. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and make sure you're on that notification squad. I do lives all the time. If you like the way that I talk about this show, you know, come chat with me in a live and we'll talk about other things happening in this world. And of course, if you aren't following me on Twitter and Instagram, do so. I'm at Farah, and we'll figure out what that L's for in due time, honey. Okay, let's get into this. So it starts with Caitlyn and Matt, you know, and they're driving. She has picked him up, she's seen his penis, and now they're in the car. They have rented a cabin in the woods for them to get murdered at in like a horror film.
No, I'm just kidding.
For them to discover each other, for her to inspect him, and for him to find a piece of timber out in the woods and kind of fill in some gaps. In the car, they're like, oh, I can't wait to shower. And she's like, I got you a shower poof, honey. And he's like, what's a shower poof? Ha ha ha. He doesn't know. You squirt body gel on it. And then, you know, they're like, there'll be a lot of squirting. I mean, it's sex with these two. I'm like, whatever. You know, it's like building, obviously, to something. A climax, if you will. But they're in the car on the way to the cabin. And honey, they cannot wait. The sensual chemistry that has been built up through intellectual foreplay, through the words of a poet, and through the moves and energy of a siren. Their sexuality cannot be contained in this Subaru. So, it's like pull over.
Pull over.
And it isn't like they're gonna go meditate in the woods, honey. They're gonna go pull over, and then they're gonna bone on some branches. They just go at it like forest nymphs. You know what I'm saying? Like gnomes that we can't see, but we know are there, and they're doing dirty stuff in the woods, and we just pretend it's not happening. We just go through our lives, but we know that's what's happening. They're fucking in this forest. So they're in the forest, they bone in the bushes, honey. There's a lot of holes and a lot of bugs in the holes, and he's stepping in the holes, all the holes, and he's getting it in the holes. A lot of bugs. I watched this and I was like, oh, I guess I should do porn. I mean, that's what they should do, I guess. You know, they should just like have some sort of like account, like some sort of premium account page, or I don't know how you do it, but like, I think you can get paid for porn like on RedTube and PornTube and like stuff, or like XTube or whatever, like you can on YouTube, right? Like if people are constantly watching your porn, you can probably get paid for that. And that's what they should do, because I'm just saying it matches their like already level of exposure, what their boundary level is with each other, as well as the fact that they like to bone, as well as like maybe what their general skill level is in other realms and what this could possibly provide people, because they are moderately good looking, especially if you got like a couple of veneers, you know, one in particular. Honey, she gets up from this forest sex and she's like, it's the best sex I've ever had. I could cry right now. I'm gonna cry right now. It was just so good. That part where that branch was hitting me in the shoulder and I just ignored it and he just kind of kept like going, but it was like 2 seconds because he's been in jail for that long, so it like didn't last that long. So that's why the branch didn't hurt me. It was the best. Okay, so then we go to Clint and Tracy. We're gonna go back and forth, honey, just like the episode. Clint and Tracy. Clint is waiting for Tracy to be released, and big question on his mind is, has Tracy changed since the pictures that he's been given? Yes! Maybe. Clint is just outside screaming, Tracy, I love you, like some sort of like 80s movie. Then sweet Alice calls. She's like, well, what time did she say she'd be out? And he's like, 7. And she's like, well, it's 7:25. He's like, I know, Mom. She's like, well, I love you, honey, so much. You're the best, and you're so good looking, and you're so smart, and you deserve everything, and I'm the best mom in the whole world. Alice. But she comes out, and she looks like half of Janine Garofalo and Romy Michelle's high school reunion, or like 90s The Craft, if that style of person was a 50-year-old postal worker, and you saw pictures of that person when that person was like an early 2000s Paris Hilton wannabe. So you're seeing two different people. We're seeing two different people. There's two different Tracys, pre and post prison Tracy. She calls him Fajito, and he just keeps calling her the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. Most beautiful thing he's ever, laid eyes on. More beautiful in real life than those pictures. Stunning, breathtaking. They're hugging out in the street when she's released, and at one point they almost get hit by a car, and I'm like, what if that's the end of this? Like, what if it all comes to a tragic end? And how horrible that would be for Alice. I think of that. Poor Alice. Tracy says he is so much cuter in person. He's a really good kisser. And that she has gained 25 pounds. She did her best to glow up, though, for him by putting on a little makeup. Prison makeup's different, though. She's wearing liner, that's actual pencil, and mascara that she has fashioned out of toothpaste and coffee grinds. First of all, how do you even, that's like peppermint. First of all, it's like peppermint. That's like very, how do you even put that near your eye? Like, ow, like that. Have you ever put any sort of menthol near your eye? Don't ever do it. I'm telling you, one time I accidentally put Vicks near my eye and I was like, I cried my eyes out, literally. What? Okay, and then the coffee grinds, are they like, and then so you just see all the little grinds, like, are they like, oh my God. I feel like my job in a prison would be, I would try and create makeup that works for ladies, that actually works, using the best quality products I could. And I would try, as these women have, to get men to like put money in my commissary so I could like procure like, I don't know, Mom, I'm hoping like I could procure a little like mineral oil. Like, is there some like coconut oil even? Is there some coconut oil they can, because you can really make a lot of shit out of coconut oil. Anyway, they start kissing. She tries to get that leg up, honey. It's hard. Get it up and wrap it around him. You know, it's lifting it. Difficult. She wants to have a child, honey, but that right before this blonde makeover. So during this makeover, you know, she has a very chatty person and she's offered champagne. It's like, absolutely, yes, and thank you so much. I'll have a cup, and I'll have a cup right after that one. She keeps saying cup of alcohol. I don't know. She's like a goblet. It's like some sort of like Bartley and James colored liqueur. It's not champagne, and it's kind of wine-ish, but like, it looks like Martinelli's grape juice. Very quick to say that she was not well on probation. She knew she was on probation. She was old enough to understand probation meant, except that when she was on probation, she just didn't care about that like whole wearing an ankle monitor thing and coming home at a certain time, even though like that's what you had to do to stay out of prison, and just like didn't. First of all, you can't get me to leave my house. You can't get me to leave. I had a reason to not leave my house. Like, I have this ankle monitor on it to be in by 9 o'clock. Like, so sorry. Sorry, I can't. I gotta be in by 9, so I gotta go home. I'd be so happy. And this bitch is like, get me out. I mean, you know, God bless. Just like a penny needs a brushing up, so does Tracy, honey. And we're gonna spit shine Tracy on Clint's dime. A lot of coinage jokes, a lot of currency jokes. He has $1,000 to spend. Clint has said yes to $350 worth of blonde treatment for her, and she's drinking up a storm. She's like living life and enjoying her life. However, she's not done. She tells Clint she needs some couple of things. One being some selfless tanner. Sweet, considerate, working for others, tanner, selfish tanner. No, I don't know. Sunless tanner, okay? Also, pomegranate bath wash. Pomegranate bath wash. Maybe it has mango in it. We don't know. She can't remember the name of the brand. I do. It's soft soap. and or Dove. Those are the two options. But Clint, you better get her what she wants. And go ahead and minus like another $747 from your budget. Them expensive pomegranate bath soap. She's gonna go squirt that on a loofah too. You know, they all love squirting on loofahs. I am happy. I think her hair looks good in the end, you know. Marcelino and Brittany. So Marcelino is a Las Vegas lover, you know, and so he books them some casino. I was trying to see what casino it was, and tell me in the comments if you know. I feel like I've definitely been there. It looked very familiar. We get this like reoccurring theme, but with Brittany, it's like, she really articulates it well, where she just wants to wash this prison off her body. It is all there, all of it. And like the freedom she wants to feel as it washes away is like very intense for her. Except that Marcelino wants to like take her around this casino and show her dumb shit in the like sundries shop and like whatever. And she's like, okay, cool, we can get back to that hotel room and whatever. And he's like, yes. And then they get in the hotel room and like, you bought her beautiful presents. Okay, well, he bought her beautiful presents and there was like a green dress that was a pinup dress. And I understand now what he was like saying, like a pinup, like 50s style. It was like surprising. I think he was thinking the green against like her kind of strawberry blonde hair would be pretty, and maybe it didn't look good because those dresses don't really look good just like laying there, but I'm sure on and her voluptuous body is gonna look really good, but she wasn't that thrilled. But there was like other presents, like this like gold purse, which I was like, yeah, that gold purse, thank you so much, yes. And like champagne and chocolates or whatever, and she's like, cool, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of these things. Oh, this one too, and this one too. And he's like showing her each little thing, and she's like, I just really want that shower, but thank you so much, I thank you. Finally, she's like about to get in the shower. She's like, okay, I said, oh yes, I love it all. I'm just gonna, get in the shower. It's like 1 second. Okay, bye-bye. But no, but what happens is she closes the door. He pours the champagne. He just goes in and he's like, I'm coming. He doesn't even let her shower by herself. Oh God, I would have been like, just let me, please just let me. Just give me 5 minutes first and then you join me. I'm like, 5 minutes. Just, oh my God. Just like, I need to get in places. I need to make sure things are okay, please. Because he gets in and then they have an oral sex off or whatever. I don't even know what they're saying. What am I talking about? This is what happens. Because he's been celibate for 1.5 years and he's very horny or whatever. And they like have made this thing like, who's going to have oral sex first? And he picks her up and she's like, ha ha ha. And she's like, gets picked up even higher and higher. She's like, how high are you to pick me up? He seems very strong. And then he just like wins the competition of who was going to give the other oral sex. He won. Okay. So then we go to Megan and Michael and Sarah. Okay, so it's the release day now, and Megan has her alarm set. She's staying at her parents'. She wakes up and she's just like waiting to hear from Michael or whatever, you know? And this whole time we're like, oh my God, Megan, you're still
on this one. Like, what has this guy done to you? What has he said to you to make you so irrationally blinders on-y into him without the red flags blaring or even causing you to like misstep your complete adoration of this person?
We cut to Sarah. Sarah's getting ready for Michael's release day. These two women, oh my God. Sarah is like now waiting for Michael to be released. And like, we get another like tearful, impatient, where is he? Release shot. She's pacing. Her blonde hair is blown in the wind. Then she sees him, she loses her shit, and they hug. They cut back to Megan. Megan's brothers come down because they're at their parents' house. And the brother's like, what are you doing? What's his status on the prison website? And she's like, he's been released. And he's like, has he called you or whatever? She's like, no. And he's like, how can you be so cool? Like, don't you see what's happening? She's like, oh, he wants to surprise me and that's what happened. So and I like ruined it. So that's what happened and I'm okay with it now. So that's what I'm telling myself and I'm pushing on. So then Marcelino and Brittany go on a date. He had asked her to go on a date the night that she would be released, and she's now showered and she has, you know, all the things in the room for her to go on a date, and they're at a casino. There's like many options downstairs. And they go on this date and it's very romantic and they're holding hands and it's like very innocent. He's like, do you want to talk about, I don't want to talk about like the present or the future, you know, because she's very much in the present. Like, I just want to live in the present. And he's like, you know, their differences, like planning for the future. And so she's like, a little of both, which she probably should have just been, just present, but I think was like, didn't know what was happening. And then he's like, okay, I got a question for you. Where should we be in 5 years? And she's like, where should we be? It's a weird way of saying it. Where should we? Like, where should we be? Seems like it'd be like, well, just, where could we be? Where would we be if we did this? Or where would we be if we did that? You know, like I don't know, like what she would rather have him asked. But she takes that to mean like she feels like if you expect certain things, that leads to disappointments, which is a valid concern. And this sort of like derails the conversation though, because they're not speaking the same language and they're not understanding each other, not really listening to each other. And there's, I think, also like heightened emotions from the fact they just met, they're on camera, they just boned in a shower, all these things, cameras, Vegas. Vegas in itself is one thing, one layer. I can't imagine. But the Marcelino just keeps like pestering her, and it sort of divulges into like a kind of horrible controlling moment on his point where he starts to like really show what he wants, which is fundamentally could be different from her, or they just need to figure out how to speak the same language and we're just seeing the first night. I mean, he is controlling though. He has to for sure loosen up and understand that he can't be controlling over a person that was just in prison. That suffocation, she's just gonna be like, I know, you know. Also, I wouldn't be so confident on your like D skills, only because it doesn't need to be like a thing where it's like, I can give her the thing only a man could give her. Marcelino, like, you might think you may be good, but she could be so used to and comforted by another kind of sex and situation that I just wouldn't be as comfortable as you are. So back to Clint and Tracy. Tracy is now fully made over, which means she put on the sluttiest dress possible that she is spilling out of. And she presents herself for Clint, who is mind-boggled. He can't. He's never seen beauty like that, like Afro-fucking-Deity in front of him and his woman, this goddess. She does look great. Better than she looked. He is overcome though. I'm glad because he paid for it. He wants to take her out to dinner, honey, in the nicest restaurant in Houston. I wonder if they have a dress code at like the nicest steakhouse, because what she's wearing is a little stripper-y, which is fine. Just, you know, like, I don't really know if like McCormick and Schmick's, there's a Mastro's in Houston. I don't know if like that's up for it. I don't know if there's a Ruth Chris Steakhouse in Houston, if that's what he's thinking he's gonna take her. Like, she's gonna have to put on like a coat or something and not take off the coat. And you have to pay for that coat. Okay, so then we go back to Caitlyn and Matt, and honey, it's the morning after. And they've really been like wild rabbits all night long. They're exhausted. But they're back to nature, honey. They are animals in nature. He wakes up so happy because he's not in a cell. He's in a cabin in the woods with a girl next to him. He feels great. She says, my tummy still feels full. Is it that from the beautiful dinner you had last night? Oh, did you have like a roasted chicken with side of carrots and some broccoli? No, she like literally means his sperm. Her tummy is full with the babies that she ingested. I mean, I don't even think that's what she's saying. Okay, like Caitlyn has like not 1 ounce of shame, honey, and that's fine. But like, that's why I'm saying they should be porn stars, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I can't wait to make babies. Can't wait to get married. She's like, oh, I don't want to get married. I'm sorry, what? No, no, I don't want to rush things. And he's like, okay. But with Matt, it's a whole thing where he's kind of been like, I can thrive in any kind of situation, out of prison, in prison, but truly there's some men that have spent so much time in prison that that's where they thrive because of the mandatory discipline. Also the fact that it's hard to get drugs. And he sort of admits that that lifestyle is where he can kind of like live, and where it's kind of harder to live in this real world where anything can happen and every choice is possible. Because if you are used to making bad choices and you have bad habits and you like have a hard time breaking that, they are so instilled in you. I understand that, you know, it's like, I don't know how you get out of it though. I mean, and I don't know how he's getting out of it. I don't feel good about it, but they go down to the river. They talk by the river. It's a really pretty river. And then they bone down by the river. No, I don't know, but you know, probably. Then we end on Sarah and Michael. Michael has been released. They hug. Oh my God, she's so happy to have the father, her husband back since they got married, the father of her baby and her husband back. And she is just overwhelmed. And Michael is just hugging her and kissing her. And it's like, from here on out, everything's gonna be all right. We're finally gonna be a family. Then we get a confessional with Michael where he admits, Sarah, that's nothing. Megan is who really has his heart. Megan? So that wasn't a trick? So you do have something playing with Megan? Oh my God, why'd you get married to Sarah? Oh my God. And then the ep ends on him telling Sarah that he loves Sarah. I mean, that's brilliant. That's brilliant TV. Real good. Okay, you all. Thank you so much for watching. You guys, this episode was really good. I can't wait to watch the next episode. I love After Lockup. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Chris L. Farah. The L is for liver cleanse, honey. A juice liver cleanse. Make sure there's beet in it and lemon and ginger. This one also has carrot, apple, and aloe vera. And that shit's organic. If you saw my Family Feud, you know one thing, and that is you always shake a juice. You gotta stir and shake a pressed juice. Anyway, love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best in 2019. This is my first video of 2019. I'm so excited. I'm gonna do some more lives though, so please hit that notification bell. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Thank you so much. Bye. And if I've had lipstick on me at all during this, that just is just what happens when you try and do things for WA.